So first up is the motion to approve the October 6th board meeting minutes. That was our regular monthly board meeting from October. I trust that you all had gotten to review those and go over those prior to tonight. Any questions on our October meeting minutes?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? And we're going to do roll call voting since computers may be a little laggy. So Lance, go ahead and read them off.
Okay. Mayor Bogle. Trustee Robertson.
Aye.
Trustee Walsh.
Aye.
Trustee Halleck.
Aye.
And Trustee Derry Snyder.
Aye.
Okay, that's all aye for the 10-6 minutes.
All right, and then we have the October 19th meeting. That was our special meeting to handle some paperwork for the wastewater. This was to do for the seeker, to meet the seeker requirements for the grant that we were doing this month. So the board met and handled that, pretty straightforward. There was the two motions, the one to declare the village lead agency on the seeker. And then the other one was to authorize the submission for the NYSE FC grant. And that's what we're working on. So those pretty straightforward. Do we have a motion for those meeting minutes?
I'll make the motion.
And I'll second.
Any discussion?
Okay, roll call vote. Trustee Robertson.
Aye.
Trustee Walsh.
Aye.
Trustee Halleck.
Aye.
And Trustee Derry Snyder.
Aye.
Mayor Bogle.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, we'll move right on to the treasurer's report.
Hey.
You all should, yeah. Oh, sorry, someone else. You all should have had copies sent to you of all the info for the meeting tonight. So you had it a little bit before the meeting, but in there you'll look at all of the unpaid vouchers for the month. Lance, Les didn't leave any notes in regards to the vouchers, did he? Lance? Usually Les sends me a note.
No, there are no, he had no notes, nothing unusual. He said all the stuff that would be unusual has become usual because they're all the ones that have to do with the firehouse. So,
Yes.
The unpaid was rather large, and I guess that has to do with the firehouse.
most of it is firehouse. That is
Yeah.
correct.
Yep, it's if you go to page 4, the capital project section, that'll show you what was paid out or is going to be paid out for the firehouse. That totaled $320,253 for the firehouse. And then also our second portion of $14,500 for the wastewater study prep that we had done back in. We had voted to use ARP, 30,000 of ARP to complete that. And this is the final payment for that. We just wrapped it up. Are there any further questions on the vouchers?
Nope. Go ahead and read off the resolution, Mayor.
I got it, ma'am.
Sure. So the motion would be,
I was going to read it.
the
for
motion
you,
would
ma'am.
be approved. Oh, that's okay. Approve the October 2021 statement of unpaid vouchers totaling $346,203.44, and then the paid vouchers totaling $5,185.79 pending audit of the individual vouchers.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call
Any further
voting.
discussion?
Okay, trustee Robertson,
Aye.
trustee Walsh,
Aye.
trustee Halleck,
Aye.
trustee Derry Snyder,
Aye.
and Mayor Bogle.
Aye. You'll also see in there, Les has the operating statements for the month of October, and then all of the balance sheets for September. As always, Les is available to answer any of the questions from any of those. You can either shoot him an email or give him a call as well. If reviewing those tonight after this meeting, you have something pop up, just go ahead and reach out to him. Mayor's report. My report is pretty much firehouse for the month of October, making sure to coordinate with our clerk of works and then also our engineer that we're on track. Morton building will be rolling in next week, so they'll start bringing the pieces and start putting that up. The other item I had, which we actually postponed, is in regards to the grants that we were doing for the wastewater. Cara and LaBerge had been working tirelessly on getting the bond resolution and the seeker negative declaration done. It is not complete yet at this moment. And even if it were, we can't pass the bond resolution prior to passing the negative declaration. But we can't pass the negative declaration until we've aged out 30 days from when we had our special meeting, because that's when we declared ourselves lead agency. So it has to be a 30-day time from declaring yourself lead agency to the negative declaration resolutions. So you all received an email earlier in regards to a special meeting. Please just follow that thread and see if either the 18th or 19th works. I think we pretty much ruled out the 18th, and but just shoot me an email and let me know so we can get that notice posted for that.
So
And then we'll have, yes.
we need the 18th. It looks like you'd have a quorum. I mean, I may not be back in town. It looks, but Alex is available.
Yeah, if we have a quorum, we can meet. That's no problem. And I believe Robertson is available. Trustee Robertson is available now. So yeah, just respond in
My
the
business
email.
trip got canceled, so I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, it's whatever. If you prefer, Amy, that we wait till Friday when you can be present, we can all be together, or if you're fine with us going ahead on Thursday.
I have no preference as long as there's a quorum on the 18th. But I mean, I'm traveling on that day, and it's possible I'd be back in town on the 18th. I just don't know exactly.
Okay, and Cara just sent a message saying we need to make sure there's 2/3.
I can do either the 18th or the 19th, so I'm easy.
Yeah, I can do either 18th or 19th also, as far as I know.
And I
Okay,
prefer
yeah.
the
So I
18th
mean, if we're
Thursday.
okay. So Cara, is 4 of us together enough? If Amy
should be
can't
enough.
make it?
Can you hear?
For-
Okay.
Okay.
That's 4/5. That's better than 2/3.
Right.
If four people are there, then all 4 people have to vote affirmatively
For it to pass.
for the vote. Yep, and that'll be fine. But we can't do it with just three members.
No, right.
Okay.
So that's fine. Go ahead on the Thursday. That's a better night than a Friday anyway.
Okay.
And if I happen to
Okay.
be in town in time, I can show up.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I know we're really crunched for time, you know. fortunately our income survey got done in what, July, which rolled us right into real crunch time for getting this grant out. But this grant is the EFC, the larger amount. It's I think it's just over $6 million that we would be applying for. So it's quite a lot of money to apply for, and so we want to get that wrapped up and submitted while there's that much money on the table.
So you want the meeting for the 18th, ma'am?
Yes,
Thursday the 18th?
let's do Thursday the 18th.
What time?
7 seems to work best for the members that have jobs that are of distance.
All right, got it.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. And yes, and of course I attended the Green Bridge ceremony on the 9th. I know a few others were present as well. The community is very excited to see that back. And we're still working out the details of the bridge ownership, legalities, etc., with community partnership and with the attorneys to get that wrapped up. But the community is very happy to see it back, and it's just great to have it finally back there. It's been a long road, and a big thank you to community partnership and all of the hands that were involved to make it happen. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. There's so many people that played a role in making that happen. And then on the 23rd, I attended the community partnerships session that they had, which I believe Trustee Derry Snyder was present as well, in reimagining the lumberyard location that community partnership has purchased. So if you guys are thinking about things and an idea comes to mind, please email Sarah Ashton at Community Partnership, because right now they're just trying to generate different ideas, gauge the community on what type of uses would best suit that property. So it's very exciting to see the possibilities for that little parcel that's kind of been really most of it vacant and just kind of sitting there waiting for something to happen. So that was a real enjoyable session. And just looking at all the ideas that people came up with. There was a lot of wonderful ideas.
Mayor,
We'll move
Mayor,
along. Yeah.
Oh, I was just curious if you know offhand if they have any kind of zoning restrictions in that little spot, or if they can pretty much do whatever they want with it.
It's Main Street mixed use, so it does have a lot of options. Most of the options would have to go in front of the planning board. A lot of the stuff requires a special use permit. But because of its designation, there's a lot of different uses that it
Good.
could be.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Fire chief's report. Nash submitted his report. Items of highlight is that we did get word that they did not receive that assistance to firefighter grant for the air packs.
Ooh.
Boy.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Nash did put in a request to FEMA to get the rating scale, because they do rate each different grant to see how they fared. So that way he can see maybe why. He was actually very surprised because we fit the financial need and equipment need to a T. And for some reason they chose not to, but he's getting the actual info from FEMA of maybe to give them an idea of why it was not chosen over some of the circling. That way they can work with their grant writer to kind of work out, what happened here, why were we not picked, so that means we do not have any sort of leeway for really anything to pop up with this firehouse, and we're rolling along pretty good. There's no surprises as of yet. It just means that that 230,000 fund balance is not coming back to us, which we were very fortunate to even have that money to be able to just buy them outright and not have a loan, like what is typical. We've been slowly building that fund balance up over the last 6 years. And, you know, we used it for a good use. I do know the FD is going to work on staggering the air packs from now on. They'll probably retire half that in 5 years. And the purchase for that would come up in 5 years. So that way we can get all of the air packs off the same expiration. So that way, as the village moves forward through the years, it won't be quite a big price tag. They'll be staggered and smaller and more manageable. So, and then he has informational. They did their Halloween at the firehouse, handing out their popcorn and cider and donuts like they do. They are doing an annual fund drive letter, and then they hosted the community partnership informational session at the current firehouse. So everybody got to sit right next door to the community partnership property and imagine what could be on that section of town. And the rest is just minor items. DPW, they, of course, their report is really short. They've just been doing the leaves, and doing the last of the mowing and getting the equipment ready to switch out those snow plows at some point here within the next month and a half. So very quiet for them. And police, Sergeant Danko submitted his report. There were 8 arrests for the month of October. They handled 43 calls for service. There was 5 motor vehicle accidents in the month of October, 23 traffic tickets. And he says at the bottom that the PD will once again be assisting the local schools with Operation Santa. So keep an eye out for the donation boxes to start popping up around the community, as well as one at the PD. I know that's a very needed program that the school partners with Operation Santa Claus on. And if anybody is out and about and has toys to drop off, those will be coming out shortly. And youth.
The Utes.
Youth. Emily has her report. It's quite lengthy, which is enjoyable to see all the stuff that they're doing over there. She does have an upcoming event. So they are going to be having Santa, photos with Santa at the community center on December 5th, which that's typically Christmas and Cambridge weekend. So they're looking for donors or sponsors for hot cocoa, tea. If anybody has ornament kits that they want to donate, candy canes, etc.
Yeah, she's cross-talking with the fire department. She's cross-talking with them, so to potentially get the beverages from them.
Yep. She also put the income and payroll numbers on this report, which they are in our financial report, but it's nice because she does both months, because our financials, the one form, it only goes to the end of September, but October's already over. So September invoices that went out to parents was $2,100. And October invoices was $2,490. And payroll for September and October was only $2,900. So they are generating well above just the basic employees. So that was good to see those numbers up there. And we do have one motion for the youth. Captain Maxim Post 634 donated $100 to the Youth Commission. So we do have a motion that would read, accept the donation of $100 from Captain Maxim Post 634 American Legion to the Cambridge Youth Department.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Steve.
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Give it to Amy.
All right. Give it to the lady. All right. So voting individually, Trustee Robertson,
Aye.
Trustee Walsh,
Aye.
Trustee Halleck,
Aye.
and Trustee Derry Snyder,
Aye.
Mayor Bogle.
Aye.
Well, sounds like the ayes have it.
Please tell them thank you very much. It was greatly appreciated.
Will do. Okay. And next slide.
Assessor Bill had nothing for us to review this month. Zoning enforcement, which Lance, on my copy of the board meeting, I didn't have like the picture of the map and stuff that I forwarded to you from ASA.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just did the motion. I didn't put the whole, yeah, that's,
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully the trustees won't need to see the map. So anyway, so the community forest is getting ready to do their sign that they want out by the roadway from where their bridge is to denote where the community forest is. So they submitted an application for the zoning permit to do the sign. And in doing so, they realized, and according to the map, that the way at some point when that road, when is it Rockside Drive? Rockside Drive was done. Normally, the public part of the property is so many feet off the roadway. Well, in this instance on the map, the village actually owns all of the grass until it hits the bridge. And I don't know if back when they were designing Rockside Drive, they eventually had the intent of extending the paved road straight and going all the way to the bridge. And that's why it shows us owning it. But according to for them to be able to do that, according to our zoning, we do have in, what is it, section 7?
7.03.
Yeah, 7.3 discusses signs on village property. They have to get permission from the board in order to do that. And it has to be installed by the DPW per our zoning. So they have already provided as well. They have to provide an indemnification on their hold harmless because it is village property, and insurance coverage, which they did provide to us, both of those items. So the motion tonight would be to allow them to install that sign. It would still be off the road like any other sign would be off the road. It's just that little section is considered not the public right of way and actually village property. So the motion would read to permit Agricultural Stewardship Association to place a sign to be installed by village DPW for the Cambridge Community Forest on the village owned right of way, which it says right of way, but that's Bill must have done that, of Rockside Drive. ASA is required to complete indemnification per section 703 of village zoning, hold harmless, an insurance agreement, including little bit liability coverage in the amount of $500,000 per occurrence, naming the village of Cambridge as additional insured. So this is all according to the zone docs for them to be able to do that.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion from ADS,
I'll second it.
Steve Robertson.
And just a quick question, Mayor, before we vote, and I'm so sorry if you said this, but what does the sign say? Does it just say "Welcome to the Cambridge Forest" or something?
It says, and that's what I forwarded to you, Lance, to put in the packet is the picture of the
my
sign,
fault.
the
I'm
picture
sorry.
of the map. No, it's not. Did you put it in their packet? I don't have it in mine.
No, I sure didn't. I just
okay.
put the motion. My fault.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it's a really nice, it's going to be a wooden sign painted and say Cambridge Community Forest on it. It's in compliance with the size requirements for our zoning, etc.
Gotcha. Thanks. All right. Let's do some roll call.
All right. Trustee Robertson.
Aye.
Trustee Walsh.
Aye.
Trustee Halleck.
Aye.
And Trustee Derry Snyder.
Aye.
And Mayor Bogle.
Aye. All right, thank you. And then Zio just had some other minor stuff. A lot of looking into roosters and chickens this month on Broad Street. So that's what he's been doing on with that. We're back to our chicken and roosters.
May that be the worst problems we continue to work with.
Right.
All right. And Attorney Kara, you're up.
Hello. I don't really have anything to report. I need to follow up with you on the bridge item. We have a couple of suggestions for you to go over, but we spoke with your engineers, so we're working on that. So we'll have those ready to go for the special meeting. Other than that, I feel like this month went by way too fast.
Yeah. It did. Thank you. As always, the historian's report and the library report are in there as well. And clerk, you are up.
All right. Next week, I'll be sending our final tax collection up. I think this is our second to last count that I'm going to have. I have one person who insists they're going to get something in early next week. But as it is, you see the amount that we've collected, 96.03%, the best that I've seen in 8 years. Under the registrar, just 15 vital record certificates completed, 3 more before the meeting that are not in there, but that's neither here nor there. Justice report is attached. You see what they brought in. And believe it or not, we are now entering the window for suspenses for the 2022 village elections. So at the same time, I'm sending up the tax reports to county. I'm also going to be posting a notice of the positions to be filled in the 2022 elections. And you see also in there, 15th of November is the first date I can collect applications for absentee ballots, and December the 28th will be the first day that independent nominating petitions can be signed. And the last item I have in here, as we mentioned at the last meeting, Tracy Lucy, our longtime cleaner here. Is that someone barking or growling, or is that
Yes,
just
that's me. Sorry, looking for the mute.
Oh, okay, no problem. I thought your voice cracked or something, Alex. It's all right. Anyway, we have found someone who applied for the position and is the cleaner right now at the village of Easton. Had some very good recommendations that I've reached out to, and looking for a salary of $4,000 per year, which will cover 50 visits. Just based on my discussions, I think this is the person we want in here. The reason it needs to go before the board is currently there is not that much budgeted in that line. However, after talking with Les, it is not going to present a problem at all, because there are other unexecuted lines that we will not be breaking the bank in any way, shape, or form.
Right. We budgeted $3,000 for our cleaner, and so we would be $1,000. And so what Les would do, since we're already in our budget year, he would just do a budget adjustment on that if we were to hire her. It would be prorated from this point, seeing how we're well past June 1st for our year. So she'd be prorated from now until June 1, and then the 4,000 would kick in. And we could budget for it properly in our March budget. It would be in there for it.
How does a position like that get paid? Does the individual get a $4,000 check once in the year, or do we split it?
Be paid much like a trustee would, Steve. So it could either be quarterly, or we can set it up that it's biweekly. And I will talk to her should we decide to hire tonight. I will talk to her in the next couple of days and work on in-processing, which will include the pay schedule.
Nice. Just curious. Thanks.
And this was the only applicant that we had come forward for the job as well. I believe we pay currently, 15 and change an hour. So this is roughly 18 an hour. That
thereabouts, and really the going rate out there is a little higher than that. So I think considering her experience, I think it's a pretty generous request on her part.
Unless the motion needs to be read, I'll make it.
Okay. So we got a motion from Steve Halleck. Do we have a second?
A second.
Thank you, Alex.
Any
I guess,
further discussion?
well, my question is this a motion to up the budget or is this a motion to hire the person?
This is a hiring motion.
Okay. I just wanted to
This
make
is
sure that I
hiring
was clear.
motion.
This is
Okay.
a hiring motion. I'll read
Yeah.
the motion. It says, hire Donna M. Christian as Village of Cambridge office cleaner effective 3rd of November, 2021 at a rate of $4,000 a year for 50 weekly visits.
And the budget should be okay this year because we're starting so much later, but we'll need to adjust it for the next fiscal year.
Right. All this becomes a budget. I mean, because we had at this point, Tracy was out injured for a good portion of July. So we're in a good position according to Les.
Okay.
So we have a motion from Steve Halleck and a second from Alex Derry Snyder. Any other comments? Okay, in that case, roll call vote. Trustee Robertson,
Aye.
Trustee Walsh,
Aye.
Trustee Halleck,
Aye.
Trustee Derry Snyder,
Aye.
and Mayor Bogle.
Aye.
Okay. And pending your questions, ma'am, that concludes my report.
All right. Wow. We are through our regular meeting. Does anybody have any questions before we adjourn? I'm not used to it being this quick. But again, it would have taken us a lot longer if we had the wastewater information because Clara and LaBerge would have been present to go through all those items with us. So we were well aware of what we were passing in our resolutions. Any info? No. All right.
We're going to hush and cherish this moment, I think, man.
We have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call vote. Trustee Steve Robertson,
Aye.
Trustee Walsh,
Aye.
Trustee Halleck,
Aye.
Trustee Derry Snyder,
Aye.
and Mayor Bogle.
Aye.
Well, there
All
we have
right.
it, kids.
Thank you all very much.